for you guys today. So I've looked at getting this for a little while now. I went on Impaktech's website. Maybe you've heard of Impaktech, or maybe you've lived under a rock and haven't been a part of the motorcycle community for very long. But Impaktech is a company that makes stunt parts, so stunt cages, sub cages, clip-ons, really anything that you need to make it so your bike will hold dank 12 o'clock wheelies for as long as you want it to. Another product that they offer is the Easy Pull clutch lever. Now within the Easy Pull clutch lever thing, they offer a mystery Easy Pull clutch lever, meaning that you don't get to pick the colors of it and you don't get to pick the length of the lever itself, whether it's the 1 finger or the 2 finger clutch lever. And if you order the mystery one, you get it for about half price-ish. I'm not gonna do the math, but normally they're $140. The mystery one is $80. You math nerds can figure out what percent off that actually is. But the fact that it's a mystery one kind of caught my eye. I'm like, you know what, I like surprises. You could probably get some cool color combinations with this, so let's spend the 80 bucks, let's get the mystery one. Now, I'll get into the difference of what makes an Easy Pull clutch lever versus a standard clutch lever, but I say first off, let's get this thing open. So let's pull out the handy dandy pocket knife and let's get this package open. Ooh, man, look at that. So this is actually a really cool color combination. I like this. We got the purple to match the purple card that I'm selling this week, but this is the 1 finger one. So if they gave me the 2 finger one, the lever would probably come out to about here. Excuse my shaky finger. But so this will be the 1 finger one, so it'll basically sit on there like yay, and then I will be able to pull it like this. So first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're just gonna wanna turn your adjusting screw in. What that's gonna do is that's gonna take the tension off of your clutch cable, so it'll be easier to slide it out once you have the clutch lever loosened. Okay, so one quick note, just so you guys can kind of be prepared on whether or not this is going to be a really simple job or a little bit more of an involved job, is what style of clutch lever your motorcycle has to begin with. So you can see here, the new Easy Pull one is a 2-part cap style one. So basically you have these 2 screws that you will loosen and this whole bottom piece will come off. Now, some motorcycles factory may have this style clutch lever, or they may have the style which my motorcycle is, where it is a, if I can find it, or your motorcycle may have a pinch style one. So there's 1 bolt that goes through there, but there is no bolt on the other side, meaning that basically that bolt will pinch this to hold it onto your bike. Well, the only problem with that is you have no way to get it off. So you are going to have to disassemble this, this handlebar. Now don't get too worried, that is not that big of a job. Basically all you're gonna wanna do is if you have a bar end slider or a bar end weight of any kind, just simply take that off, this grip. Some of them may be glued on. I feel like this handlebar has been apart before. As you can see, I'm already getting the grip off. You know, I've got it probably a good 1/2 inch. So just twist it. So just, you know, twist it, work on it. Maybe get a hairdryer or something to kind of heat it up to loosen that glue. But then once you get that grip off, you're just going to have a couple screws. So as you can see, 1 screw right there. There's maybe 1 on the other side. I'm not for sure. But then this is just going to be kind of clamped. So you just loosen that screw. This whole control should come off. And then once you get your cable out, your clutch lever will slide right off. All right, so like I said, super easy to get that apart. There was just 2 screws that held this in and it just comes apart like yay. So you lift it off your handlebars and now you have room to slide this off. So the only thing you're going to need to do now is you're going to get this so that you have a direct path. You're going to pull out on the clutch cable so it comes out of there. You're gonna lift it up. You're gonna slide it out of that slot. So now that your cable is out, you can go ahead and just slide your old clutch lever off. Just one quick note, most new bikes will come with some sort of a clutch safety switch. So that basically means that if your bike were to be in first gear and it is not running, you have to have your clutch lever pulled in order to start it. However, the new clutch lever does not have a clutch safety switch in it, so you are going to have to bypass that. A way that I've heard some people do it is they just take one of these little spade connectors and jump across it. I'm going to do that for now until I can do a more permanent solution for it, because I don't have a lot of my tools or equipment here at home. A lot of that is at work. So in the meantime, I'm just going to run with one of these spade connectors jammed inside just so we can get the bike started for now. Okay, so what exactly is an easy pull clutch lever, you may be wondering? What is the difference between just a regular aftermarket shorty lever versus this one in particular? So first big difference is obviously going to be the size of it. This is your standard clutch lever. It is designed to use your entire hand. This is a one finger one, meaning you can simply just use this one finger nice and easy. Now, as far as the easy pull portion of it, this clutch lever, I'm not going to take it apart just so I don't lose any of the parts, but this one actually has needle bearings in it. So inside this pivot here, it actually has a set of bearings that allow it to move nice and easy. Your standard clutch lever and most other clutch levers are going to have a friction bearing in it. So you can see, even though like I have all of this to pull on, it's still a lot harder to pull as opposed to this one. Nice and easy, a lot harder. So that's the big advantage that you get out of this. You have the one finger, you've got the nice needle bearings in there, and then also I think there's something with the geometry in here which allows the clutch lever to pull it a lot easier. Alright, so installation is basically just going to be the complete reverse order. Really only thing that's different is now the way that it's going to tighten on your handlebars is going to be different. And as far as my bike goes, the only other difference is now you have this lock ring that's got the gap in it. So you just simply slide your cable in that groove. You line everything up. Might need to screw that in just a little bit so it's a little easier. Basic thing is just going to be making sure once you actually do go to put that cable in that you've got these gaps lined up so that your cable will slide in nice and easy. I think you get the point, but I'm gonna need both hands to install this. All right, there, so it's slid in. And then once you have everything buttoned up, we're going to have to adjust the clutch lever so that this will actually engage and disengage it. Also, just a quick little note, just in case you are a little bit worried about whether or not you're gonna have to take all this handlebar junk apart. You know, you might be a little bit worried about it, but just, you know, a quick little note to say not to be worried. This control, I have it loose right now, but you see how it doesn't move? It's actually got a little bump in there and there's a hole inside your handlebars, so it will line itself up. So you don't have to worry about placing anything in the wrong position or anything like that. As long as your wires are all good and they're not kinked or bent or pinched at all, everything's gonna line up the way that it should. And even now that you have this aftermarket lever, it's got a little bit of room so that you can move it around, you can adjust it, you can tilt it however you want. So really, this clutch lever, you can put it wherever you want, but then the rest of everything, it's gonna lock into place where it's supposed to. All right, so I got everything installed. Now the next thing that we're gonna have to do is we're going to have to adjust it, both with the cable and just the overall lever itself. So I mean, you know, like I said, this thing, you know, you can move it wherever you want. If you want it angled down really aggressively, if you're doing some stunting, you can do that. If you want it angled up a little bit more for some reason, you know, you can do that. So you can really put this thing wherever you want it to be. So just adjust it to whatever's comfortable for you. You know, sit on your bike and, you know, just act like you're riding. You know, what do you think would be most comfortable for you? So the last thing you're gonna need to do is you're going to need to adjust your clutch. So you've got a range of about this. So you're going to want your clutch to engage probably about halfway, just so, you know, you've got enough room left so that it's not going to slip, but then it's also not going to be dragging the clutch when you have it pulled in. I'm not going to go super in depth into that. You can watch another video, but one note I will say, if you have a rear paddock stand, that is going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. So just adjust your lever. I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to take it for a quick ride and see what I think about it.
Well guys, a little bit of bad news. As I am sure you notice, I don't have the clutch lever on the bike right now. And I will explain why that is. So as I'm sure you noticed at the bottom of the screen in some of the clips during the install video, I put little annotations on there talking about whether or not the clutch lever will be compatible with your bike, and that bypassing the clutch safety switch could cause some problems. Here is the reason why I say that, and why I don't have the clutch lever on my bike right now. So I had it all installed, had it all adjusted and everything, and everything was perfectly fine. So I go to leave for work this morning. I didn't have my GoPro on my helmet, so I wasn't able to get a video of any of this, but I started riding to work, and basically, to make a long story short, my bike kept going into limp mode constantly. Probably like 5 or 6 times on the way to work, my bike got thrown into limp mode and my FI light came on, basically the check engine light for the bike. And so I get to work, and like every time after it went into limp mode, like it would stall when I would pull the clutch lever in, and it would start back up and it would run perfectly fine, and then I would like ride along. I even kind of got on it a little bit and it was riding fine, but it seemed like every time I was decelerating, it would go into limp mode and set the check engine light. So I get to work and I call the guy that tuned my bike, Chris Moore, and he basically said that when you put an aftermarket clutch lever on these bikes, particularly Suzuki's, and if you have to bypass the clutch switch, basically the bike doesn't know what to do. It's basically saying that you have the clutch pulled in, but it's still revving out, and the wheel speed sensor, like, you know, it senses that the bike is moving. So it doesn't know what to do, so it sets the FI light and puts you in limp mode. So this is not a stab at Impaktech one bit. You know, in the time that I was able to ride the bike, I loved the lever. It just sucks that I wasn't able to keep it on because of that switch. You know, Suzuki, they're very particular about that, where you have to have the clutch pulled in order to start it, regardless if you're in neutral or not. So yeah, this is not a stab at Impaktech one bit. I loved the lever. It was really awesome. Worked like a charm, but it just sucks that it doesn't have the clutch switch in it. So basically, just, you know, do a little bit of research. Like, you know, for all I know, it could be only because my bike is tuned. Like, you know, I don't have a stock tune on this bike. I have a dyno tune on this. And so for all I know, the way that the guy tuned it depends on that clutch switch. So for all I know, you could have the same bike as me and have no problem with it. So, you know, it may be a Suzuki only thing, it may be a my bike thing only, or a tune bike thing only. So just be aware of that going into it. Overall though, I love the clutch lever in the short amount of time I was able to ride with it. But guys, I hope this video helped you out. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.